Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Chef Vern, and we here with the late night 86 episode. And I want to say, I miss y'all, man. I really did. Like these last couple of months, without doing a pod, without having guests, without just coming in here talking culinary, it's been a while and it's been on my mind heavy. So I decided, like, nah, we got to keep the pod going. We got to keep the episodes dropping because why not? Why not? Why not? Let's talk culinary. Let's culinary focus. Let's just get in. Let's talk about our favorite foods, our favorite workplace experiences, not the best workplace experiences, all of it. But it's your boy Chef Vern, man, and thank y'all for being here with me tonight. And this episode is titled, So You Want to Be a Chef? You, the young culinarian, listening to this on the other side of your car, your phone, at work, wherever you may be, on your prep station, dish pit, wherever you may be. You want to be a chef, huh? You willing to
I'm
do what it takes to be a chef?
Why not?
I know everybody talk about the long hours, you working all the time. That's just the surface level of that. We're talking about the mental strain it provides on you, the emotional strain it provides on you, the social strain it provides on you. Is being a chef is not just working all these hours. Being a chef is
Why not?
being him in the culinary field, being him at your operation. I got a quote for you.
I'm
And this is by the famous Gordon Ramsay. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ramsay. Hopefully one day me and Ramsay could be over here talking, that those would be some good nuggets. But Ramsay said, to be a great chef, you have to work around great chefs. And that's how I became a great chef. Straightforward, but that is extremely true. Iron sharpens iron in this industry. And when you're young and you're excited and you're exploring, sometimes you work jobs that may not be the best environments, that may not offer you a lot of learning. Well, I can't really say that because every job, especially in this industry, teaches you something, whether it's the way to talk to people, how you prep, how you work, the way to go about certain situations. Every job is going to teach you something. So when you're young and coming up, all those jobs are important, even the ones that are not the best environments, because now you understand what kind of culinary environment you want to be in. Some jobs may not have the food or the pizzazz or the finesse that you want to be associated with, but it's still good to have that experience because those jobs teach you the most beneficial things about cooking and about execution and speed and etc. and everything. So I definitely get it. Like sometimes when even using me as an example, when I was growing into my culinary journey and working at different spots along the way, I worked in some horrible places when I was younger.
Why
I
not?
worked in some places where I felt like the best of me wasn't presented. And maybe that's not all on them. Maybe that's on me and like my maturity level and what I was doing. But those places taught me very, very invaluable things. I think I may have said that wrong, but very, very valuable things about that kind of environment I don't want to be in, about the kind of person that I want to be perceived as, and I want to be the kind of person that knows how to talk to people, the kind of managers I want to be around, the kind of leadership I want to be around. Like all that is very, very important when you're on your journey. And all that is very, very important when you are trying to become a chef and when you are a chef
I'm
in your own right, having that team around you. I kind of went this way, that way, this way, that way, but it's all we all going to bring it in.
Why not?
Now, when you work around great chefs, the one thing you learn is great fucking habits. You learn really, really good habits. When you're in bad environments, we all have bad habits, but we pick up on bad habits, and sometimes we integrate that into the way we work, thinking that's a good habit, thinking that's how things should be done, thinking that's how things are usually ran, not knowing that that's not the case at all. Like everybody know, I'm pretty sure if you work in the line, you've eaten on the line before. You've taken your lunch, your dinner, breakfast, whatever shift you work. and you've eaten on the line before.
I'm
Generally, that's a no-no. It's a bad habit a lot of us picked up. Don't get me wrong. I'm human myself. I've done that before too. Depending on whatever the circumstances was, the restaurant, break room, too small, we busy, whatever the cases may be, eating on the line is a no-go. But that's just one of the bad habits we picked up. And when you go through these places, just coming up around your journey, you want to surround yourselves with chefs that you want to not
I'm
aspire to be, but that you are definitely inspired by, that you are definitely encouraged by. Like these chefs they fuel your passion, they give you encouragement, they give you inspiration, they give you motivation, they do things within you to help you reach your culinary peak, to help you learn new things about plating, techniques, execution, like marinations, whatever we'll try it again. Whatever you want to learn, you want to be around those chefs. And I've had privileges of being around. Some of my closest friends are the chefs that I've met in Atlanta, in Philadelphia, wherever. And I will never ever take those relationships for granted. And I always know that anytime we have some culinary questions or concerns, we can always talk to each other. But that's the benefit of having great chefs around you, because they show you this is how you're supposed to do it. Even great leaders, like, I was saying that more like a peer to peer kind of thing. Like great chefs that you're around, that you're in battle with every day. Because basically, when you in a restaurant or you somewhere that serves food, it's kind of like a restaurant, like a hotel restaurant, senior home, whatever the case may be. The people that you are arm in arm with, you want them to be high character people who are have the same aspirations as you, because a lot of that stuff rubs off on you. And when you're young and you're not young, when you're new on your culinary journey, you're a sponge and you're soaking up everything. And as you're soaking up everything, some things shouldn't be soaked up, some things you want to keep soaked up. And that makes sense. I feel like that was put together very well. So be around great chefs. And when it comes to learning, never be afraid to be uncomfortable. Never be afraid to I would work somewhere, get what you can from that place, learn as much as you can, and take your talent somewhere else. It Now I'm not saying this will quit every job, but it's okay to it's also okay, I should say this first. It's also okay to be somewhere and establish yourself and continue to learn and develop through years or months or however long your tenure is. And it's also okay to want to explore other avenues and options after a certain amount of time. Like the culinary field is it's so open. It's a lot of different what they say. It's a lot of different lanes that you can take to being a very successful culinarian. A lot of different lanes. You just see me personally. So I went to school.
why not?
You don't have to go to school to be a established, successful, well
I'm
equipped chef culinarian. You don't have to go to school. School teaches you a lot of fundamentals and a lot of things feel like that you have to think about, like cooking techniques, flavors, styles of cooking, classical ambiance. Like school taught me a lot of French cooking, and we had some like Italian in there, and like I would say, and I don't want to sound ignorant, but European cooking. And you don't have to go to school. If that's something you want to do, most definitely go to school and learn and be a sponge. But it's a lot of different lanes in the culinary
But it's
that
your
you
boy.
can take to be successful. But one of those things is surrounding yourself with a great set of people in the kitchen, because that's going to be very, very beneficial to your development. And like I've stated before, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I've been around very toxic environments to where it plays a part on my mental, and I'm self-doubting I'm doubting myself about my abilities and what can I do, and can you really cook, Vern? Like, can you throw down like you say you can? And during that time, that was very hard for me to continue cooking because I thought I
I'm
couldn't do it. And eventually, I came out of that funk. Thank you God, and a lot of chefs around me, they were able to help me pull out of that. But it is very, very difficult. It is very, very difficult, And another thing about being the man in charge, being the chef, being the top dog is just that. You're the top dog. Now, I came up with a quote, another quote. I got another quote for y'all that says, let me make sure I'm reading it verbatim. If being a chef is like being in the NBA or the NFL, the chef will be the GM, coach, and the best player on the team at any given night. Now, I say this to say, when you're the top dog,
Thousand.
it all goes through you.
But it's your boy.
I know you heard the term before.
Why not?
You playing with house money. Now, when you're a chef and you're in charge of operation, you handle all the ordering, which is dry, disposables, paper goods, chemicals, soaps, cleaning materials, food, from produce to meat, to dry. Or I kind of said dry, but to dry, to any fats like oils or butters or whatever the case may be. To did I say silverware, to plates, to coffee cups, to utensils? Like you're ordering everything. Everything goes through you. And you may have a team where you can delegate certain things, and hey, you have an ordering team or a storeroom team as they call it, and you have well, I guess we're talking about ordering. If you have a storeroom team, and they can help mitigate what you have to do, but it still all goes through you. You're the one that's making sure that the right product is coming in. You're the one making sure that you're getting the best deal for your product. And even though you're playing with not playing with, but you're utilizing someone else's money as a company's money, it's still fucking scary every day. Because the one thing that companies don't like about money is to lose money. So you always have to be prepared. You always have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Have a plan B, C, and D. You always have to think like, okay, for an example, when I was dining director at my last place of employment, we would just lose spoons and forks just out of nowhere. Like, not say staff, but residents and resident family members will like take the spoons home with them. So, and I made it a point to every 2 to 3 weeks, we're ordering about 100 more spoons, 200 spoons. They keep things in the flow and keep things in rotation. And those are small details you have to look at. Like those are small details you have to be able to identify within your team. That's, hey, we're not getting the best output from this. What can I do to give my team the best output? Because as a chef, you want your team to be performing at optimal efficiency. You want them to be a well-oiled machine, and you have to give them the tools and the resources. So that also plays a part in being adaptable, being relatable, being somebody that's in the field, like you're the GM, you make all those decisions. And as a coach, you are molding your team. And I can't talk right now. You're molding your team, and you are figuring out who has the strengths and weaknesses that you can utilize, who has the strengths and weaknesses that you can bring up, and you can focus on to help those people become the best working versions of themselves, even the best versions of themselves. You have to keep it honest, and you're the best player on any given night because life happens to people. People get hurt. People, family members, get sick. People get sick. Things happen. So when people have to be there for themselves and cannot be there for the job, you have to step in. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh yeah, you gonna do it, like try to point the finger. But as a chef, you have to show them like, okay, I got you. I got the team back. Like y'all got my back, I got y'all back. We gonna get through this. And being the best player any given night doesn't mean you can go in there and be shitty. Doesn't mean you can go in there and serve poor food and take shortcuts because your staff is watching. Like if let's say person A and person B usually work tonight, but person B calls out. So me, I go there and I work person B's station. I could have got in at 7:00 and I could have been just ready to go home, but the responsibility to the job takes precedent in a sense, which is fine, that comes with the territory. Back to the example. So now I'm on, let's say, Person B Works Grill, and I'm on grill for the dinner service, and things are moving. We flipping burgers like SpongeBob. We getting it popping. We doing our thing, and say it start getting busy, and I start to cheat. And I start to sandbag burgers or not season them or not toast my buns. Person A is going to see that, and person A is going to tell, let's say, person B when they come back. Yeah, man, I work with Chef Vern. He was nasty. He was just taking shortcuts. Like, if he doing that, why can't I do that? You got to set the example. You can't go out there the best for any given night and fill it in when your team needs you, and go out there and shoot half court shots because you feel like it. Does that make sense? I know you watch sports. I know you watch basketball. You get what I'm saying. You can't go out there and shoot half court shots because you feel like it. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. You got to go out there and put your best foot forward, no matter if you feel like it or not. No matter if you've been there 13 hours, 14 hours, you got to put your best foot forward every day, because
Why
people
not?
are watching you, no matter how you feel. People are dependent on you. People have, like, well, I kind of said that, but people rely on you because you are him. You are him or her. You are the person in charge. You are the chef.
Why not?
You are the chef. When you begin to build bonds with your employees, and they begin to share personal stuff with you, like that weighs heavy on them, like, you feel those things. Maybe not you, but I felt those things. I felt for people. I wanted to help people to the best of my ability. Stretch myself thin. I had an employee, and I don't want to say his name for personal reasons, but his wife passed away while he was working there, and destroyed them. Like, it would destroy anybody, I'm sure. But it was just, I told him, like, take as much time as you need, man. Like, take as much time as you need. Like, I can't tell you how to grieve, but I definitely can make sure that I support you and I'm here for you. Like, I don't want you to be at work. We have a million other things going on. Like, I can support you in this thing, and I don't got a problem with stepping in to helping, but not even want to say it, but I don't have a problem with stepping in and helping. It can be very, very taxing and very, very straining. And even with, on the creativity aspect, as a chef, you aren't doing a lot of cooking unless, like, one of those situations happen where you have to. You aren't doing a lot of cooking. It's a lot of planning, execution, making sure the kitchen is safe, it's clean, making sure the health department ready. Like, you have to be knowledgeable upon those policies, those regulations, whatever your organization sets, like, as their standard. You have to be knowledgeable of that and executing that every day. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna be 100% honest. We all know employees that take shortcuts when they come to, like, cleaning and labeling and whatever, keeping food up to a safe fold. We all dealt with employees at whatever jobs, respecting jobs that we've had. We've all seen these people. But you have to be the one to recognize that and find a way to get the best out of that person. Find a way to reel that person in and make sure that person is doing what they have to do for the benefit of the team. Because when the team fails, the team doesn't fail, you fail. And all that comes down on you. No matter if you prepped your team 100 times, 100-fold, to make sure that they were ready. If they fail, you fail. And it's always I should have did 101 times, 103 times, 105 times. It's always then that self-doubt starts to creep in. See, it's like it's like a pattern, an umbrella. Like, these things all factor in into being a chef. And
Why not?
you're always expected, I should say, to be available and on call, because that comes with the territory. Somebody calls out and we have no other option. Chef, I need you here, no matter what the case may be, unless it's dire or very, very urgent. Chef, I need you here, and you're expected to come. Plenty of situations, plenty of stories, plenty of, I'm off on Saturdays and I have plans, but due to whatever situations I have with my employees, now I'm coming in at 5 in the morning, and now my 5 to 9 turns to a 5 to 12 because everybody has questions, everybody has problems, and you have to have those solutions. So being a chef is not something that I'm frowning upon. Like, being a chef is one of the greatest feelings and one of the greatest experiences. When somebody says, "Hey, chef," and they're talking to you, that's the greatest feeling in the world. That's the greatest feeling as a culinarian, to have someone call you chef and they're talking to you, and people respect you as a chef. People respect your word and your influence and your decision making. People respect that. That's the best feeling in the world. But the trade off is definitely concerning. Yeah, I like that. It's definitely concerning because a lot of chefs,
Thousand. It
some that
all.
I know, some that I've maybe not know personally but interacted with, a lot of chefs have very, very unhealthy vices, unhealthy coping mechanisms, unhealthy like life habits, unhealthy eating habits, and that tolls on them. Like that tolls on them. Thinks the chef group on Facebook I'm a part of, and every so often we get chefs that have passed away, like giving their all to the industry, and that's fucking sad. Like I've known chefs or
Why not?
cooks. Well, they're all chefs. I've known chefs that have passed away, and it just hurts because you lose somebody that you went to war with, and that's always going to be painful. It's always going to be painful. And also being a chef, holding your team accountable. Are you willing to hold the people accountable in a way where they can understand it and they can relate to it? Are you willing to do that? That is very important. When somebody has an entitled kind of mindset, are you willing to reel them back in and get them correct? Because one chip in the armor, the whole thing can crack. Your whole foundation can break, and you don't want that. You don't want that as a chef because that's not helpful to the team. I'm telling you, I have like so much. I'm just insight and thoughts about like being a chef and I would put it like this: being a chef in a place where you have a higher up or a boss, for lack of better terms, if that person is not culinary forward, like they were like, hey, I served and I worked my way up through the ranks. I was a executive chef or a front of the house manager. Now I'm a GM. If those kind of backgrounds are not in the people that you're reporting to, it's going to be very, very hard to execute things that you think make sense. And I say that because a lot of people think that when it comes to the service industry and hospitality and food, that things can be very instant, that things can be done right then and there, things can be figured out in a moment's notice. Situational, that can happen. When it comes to like food, maybe like dropping the chicken breast, making the burger, doing something quick, like firing something, yeah. But when it comes to change upon like a structure or a foundation or a part of something, like you have a bistro in your restaurant or you have like a bar area that you want to utilize, like those things take time.
Why
Those
not?
things take hiring. Those things take getting the right people in it, making sure our labor budget is not over, making sure our staff is well equipped, making sure we have everything we can need, sourcing, making sure that we can get those items like regularly without having to alter our menus, making sure the food makes sense, making sure the food cost makes sense. Like it's a lot that goes into that, and a lot of people in those positions that aren't culinary forward don't understand that. And that all goes back to well, kind of I'm gonna tie it into to be a great chef, you have to be around great chefs, but you also have to be around
Why not?
great hospitality workers that can understand different aspects of the kitchen and of the restaurant and just of the service industry. Because if you don't, it's going to be harder for you to do certain things, especially if you're at an operation where you have a supervisor, have a boss, or a GM, whatever the case may be. Sometimes you can work hand in hand with those people in those roles, but a lot of times it's not like that. Is this way or the highway? Even if it's, hey, we want to serve skin on salmon, but after you cook the skin, you want to peel it off. Like that's how we do it. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's how we've done it for 30 years. But you're like, I can execute it at a faster rate and a better quality. No, we need to do it like this. And if it's not executed properly, then it's hard. Now you're incompetent or not even something that harsh. Now you don't know how to do your job correctly. So being a chef is definitely not for the
Why
week.
not? I mean,
Like to be a chef, you have to be fully invested into what you're doing and fully invested into your team, fully invested into your operation to make sure you're getting the best out of the whole experience.
now
Without
coming
that,
in. Why not?
it's you're bound to fail. And it's okay to fail as a chef because failure comes with learning. And learning comes with solutions and finding out different things. It's okay to fail. How long have we been going? We've been going for 25 minutes. I got a couple more minutes for y'all. I got a couple more minutes for y'all. Unless Big Man wake up. I got a couple more minutes for y'all. Yeah. So you
I mean,
want to be a chef. What else can I put on game?
but it's your
Hold on,
boy.
that's my thinking face. Uh,
But it's your boy. I would 1,000 it all.
or just off of my own personal experience.
It life hack. Even though you it
Hmm. Sorry, that's taking me longer than usual.
it
Hmm. Okay. So
why not? I mean,
now this might be very, very
why not?
not petty, obvious, I should say. But one of the perks about being a chef, like the top dog, is
Whatever.
all your food is definitely free. Like the food that you eat is definitely free. Like you could go, now I'm saying you could, not saying this right, but you could go get you a steak for dinner and nobody gonna say nothing to you because you're the chef. Like, you bought it. So this is, that sounds kind of entitled, but you definitely are deserving of this because you're the chef and whatever you do for our operation is very successful. Now, with that, and staff and employees might think that they're deserving of that 12-ounce fillet that you took home, and they want to take two home to feed them and the fam. Those things do happen. So you gotta definitely make sure that you aren't abusing your power. Because when you abuse the power, your people don't respect you. And respect is the most important thing in the culinary industry. Well, I'm not gonna say the most, but one of the most important things in the culinary industry is that you respect someone.
Why not? I mean,
Whatever
whatever.
to do what you have to do out of respect for that person. Like if that person is
But it's your boy.
consistently helping you, or if you're not even that, if you have a mutual respect between each other, you're going to make sure that things are done. You aren't going to be like, oh well, I don't care. Like that's very disrespectful. You're going to make sure that you have to do what you have to do. And
I mean,
it, just invest in people. That's really one of the
why not?
most important things I can say. Invest in people. Invest into your team. When you invest in your team and you show them every day that you care, they'll run through a wall for you. They won't have any problems with having your back because you have their back. I feel like I gotta do a part two of one of these because now I'm thinking about it and I'm talking. It's like a lot more stuff is coming to brain, a lot more stuff. But that's all I got. I think I'm gonna leave these solo episodes to like a half an hour, so I can be able to bust out like a couple of them at a time and keep the content flowing. But man, 86, man, we back, man. I know it's been a minute, and just to update y'all. So our last episode, rewind the clocks, was like April something ish, and that's when I had the homie Jameson Holloway. Shout out to Jameson on there. Now, originally, I had a 3-phone setup, so I
Why
had
not?
3 cameras to get every angle, and
Why
that
not?
was my, I believe, second time using the third phone that I have to record Jameson's episode. But for some reason, all the files got corrupted.
Life
The
hack.
audio didn't get corrupted, but all the files got corrupted. So there was no way for me to work on them or edit them or post them. So I'm sorry if y'all had heard the audio and was waiting for a video. Like that was the whole dilemma. And between that time and now, a lot of life happened. So I had to definitely take a break, but no more break. Like we get 86 content out here consistently. I haven't decided on the day I want to drop yet. I was leaning towards like Thursdays. I think Thursdays, Fridays would be a good join, would be a good plan. Because
Why
then I
not?
have, some time to do what I got to do. So I think Thursday and Fridays would be a good one. And then sometimes I might get two a week. Like sometimes I might get one episode, I might get two, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on what's going on, depending on how many episodes I got in the tuck. But man, thank y'all, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And be ready for more 86. Be tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, double tap,
Whatever.
follow, share. Make sure you do all that. Show 86 some love. If you're coming there again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, double tap. If you got topics you want to hear me talk about, let me know. Slide in my DM, send me an email, whatever the case may be. Comment on the video. You watching the video, let me know what you want to hear me talk about and discuss. If you want to come on the podcast, we can work that too. Let me know. Let's get it popping. But it's your boy Chef Vern, and I'm out, man. I love y'all.